worries at all. Okay, to start us off, Luke and then Scott.
Probably not what you want to see from your team today. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, we're disappointed, very disappointed with our general performance today. I expected us to be really competitive today. I don't think we, just starting off the ball, in terms of trying to deliver a really competitive, energetic performance, it wasn't there. Then the duels, we were off on our duels, so then it becomes very difficult because they're still the best team in the Premier League, maybe the world still for me in the build-up phase. And with the ball, I think they're still a very, very difficult team to play against. They then can keep the ball for long periods of time, so it can become a difficult mix if you don't get that first part right, and we didn't today, and sadly that led to a disappointing performance.
Are you getting slightly irritated that the team when they're good, they're excellent, but when they're bad, they can look like they did today?
Yeah, I don't think we're perfect. We're far from it. I think we have days where we can look far from the team that we are when we're on it, and it's a real frustration for us because to be an elite team, you've got to be consistent. You've got to figure out ways to be competitive, even if you're not feeling your best or as cohesive as you want to be. Certainly today, it looked like a difficult start to the game for us, but then we never responded really in that first half. It was a tough half to watch. I thought we were much better in the second period, but the game was gone.
Okay, we've got Scott, Craig, and then Lee.
Yeah, probably just following on from that really, Eddie. When we talk about that first half, I mean, I think we've probably seen and heard enough from you to know what you like from your team, what you want from your team. That wasn't an Eddie Howe team performance in that first half, was it?
No, it was as I said, it was painful to watch from the sideline. You know that we were a yard off where we needed to be. We seemed to be reactive. We allowed their good technical players too much space. Now they do have outstanding players, and as I said, they're still, for me, I know a lot's been made of their run, but still for me, with the ball, they're the best team in the Premier League. And we've had some difficult games here, but that just, we weren't competitive enough. We weren't in their face enough. And when you come up 50-50 against any direct opponent, we were losing too many of those battles, and ultimately those things cost you matches.
And does it say something? I mean, you know, not having a go at any players or anything in particular, but does it say something that almost in the first 10 minutes he'd been on the pitch, you probably saw more of that from Lewis Miley than maybe you'd seen from a number of the other players that were out there in that first 45?
Yeah, I think the big positive today is Louis' performance in that second half, and he showed not just bravery out of possession in terms of winning duels and covering the pitch, but in terms of taking the ball and showing composure and making the right decisions, which we didn't make enough of. So he can be very proud of his performance, but some of us need to look at him, and he led the way.
Thanks, Scott. Craig?
Eddie, you said after the Fulham game that the players might have had one eye on the subsequent match against Arsenal in the Carabao Cup semi. Now you're in the final, is there a danger a month away that final does become the focus? Because it could be a long month if that is the case.
If that is the case, we're in trouble, Craig, because our Premier League season will be over really by the time that final comes around. It can't be the focus. It's on the horizon. It should be a positive. It shouldn't be a negative distraction for us. I'd encourage the players to look at it that way. It's an excitement, but we have to go back to work, and work is the Premier League, the day in, day out. And we have to perform better. That's 3 of our last performances in the Premier League that haven't been good enough. And they've all had similar traits in them. So, back to basics for us, I think, for next week.
Thanks, Craig. Lee?
Eddie, you made a few changes, taking some big names off. Was there any reason for injury for those changes?
No.
And Craig just mentioned the cup like that yesterday. How do you stop that creeping into the dressing room now?
Well, I can't stop other people talking about it, and we've tried to address it internally and then put it away. I don't know. I don't know. People will naturally assume that the cup final may be a negative distraction, and it certainly wasn't a great performance from us today. But yeah, I'd need probably a little bit of time before sticking my colours to the mast to see what went wrong today.
Thanks, Lee. George?
Hi, Eddie. Yeah, similar theme, I'm afraid. You said yesterday that this could be a defining period for the team. Obviously, this was not the kind of response that you wanted. Can it be a useful lesson in that respect? Can it be a defining game in the sense of a positive, if you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do, and I think that's what I have to try and create from the game, is that it's a positive moment, because we learn a lot from it. We learn a lot of what we don't want to do, to be honest, in terms of a game, because that's what we've delivered today. A lot of what we don't want: second best in duels, second best physically, not ourselves with the ball. We didn't look a threat today. So, sometimes we've had games like this before this season. We've always just responded pretty well. I think the inconsistency is a worry, and it has been sort of there all season. Now we're off the back of winning a lot of games, so don't want to overreact. 12 of our last 15, but still, just looking at the last group of games, we've not been what we want to be.
Okay, we'll go to Martin and then to Simon at the front.
Hi Eddie, what is it about coming to this stadium that seems to overwhelm your players? That the record is really, really poor, 7 games now without a goal even. And is that something you have to overcome for the team to be able to move to the next level?
Yeah, I don't necessarily think it's the stadium. I think it's something to do with the players that we're playing against. Yes, but the second part of your question, 100%, we have to embrace these challenges much better than we did today, because we want to be get to a place where we can compete toe-to-toe against any team in the Premier League. We've tried to do that with our approach, but I don't think that we looked anywhere near as competitive as we want to be, or we have been previously. We've lost games here, but I think the games have looked slightly different. Today it was definitely a step back in that respect.
Thanks, Martin. The last question from Simon.
Eddie, just in terms of where you are in the league, there's a lot of teams around that area. You went on a really, really good run. Now you're not doing so well. Chelsea went on a good run. They're not doing so well. Brighton lost 7, then they've won a couple of games. There seems to be a few teams in that situation. Do you know why that is?
I think it happens a lot in the Premier League, because the competition and the teams are so strong that you're going to go on periods of winning games, losing games. It's going to happen throughout the season. I think the challenge is to obviously mirror the form that we showed a couple of months ago, where we were fearless in our approach. The players looked motivated consistently. We had a really good winning mentality to our performances, even when we didn't play well. We can't lose grasp. That was only very recently. So confidence is a key thing. Fitness of key players is a key thing. I thought today we missed Joelinton's dual winning ability. We missed Sven Botman's physical presence. All these things matter. So we're trying to get those players fit as quickly as possible.
Thanks, everyone. Cheers. Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Evening, guys. We're going to take a show of hands. We'll come to as many of you as we can, and we'll set an embargo towards the end for 10:30 on Sunday evening. Start with Phil, please.
Congratulations. There was a lot of talk before the game about Isak against Haaland and the deadliest finishes in the Premier League, going head to head today. Maybe you got another one there as well from what Omar did. What were your comments on his performance?
The highlight is for him. Yeah, right. The 3 goals had to be with him. So we knew it. So in Germany, in Eintracht Frankfurt, make a good number. So against Orient, had 3 clear chances, could not score. So we knew sooner or later, when the dynamic, the group was good and the performance was good, he could show what he is. Hopefully, he can handle the biggest compliments now is coming, because this is non-stop.
While you obviously knew about his ability, that's not in any doubt. Sometimes, or quite often, the problem can be adapting to a new culture, new country, new style. But he's certainly hit the ground.
Listen, it's so simple, the answer. When you play good, everyone adapt quick. When you don't play good, you need time. So it's not so much difficult to read, but he played against Chelsea here, played really good. We won here as well. And of course, it's a player that we miss that his movements in behind, his space. Normally we have the players to get the ball on the feet. He's a guy, he likes to attack the space and help us, to create more time. But when we play in the way we play today, everyone is better, even the manager.
I've just got to ask you as well, I think I should probably told you, if you had any reaction to yesterday's decision ruling on the APT thing.
Nope.
Thanks, that's fine.
Pep, when you sign someone like Marmoush, what is it that you're looking for? Because sometimes it's seen in the first half of the season that the kind of emphasis has been on Erling to score all the goals. Clearly he's scored a lot of goals, so maybe he can take that away, or maybe the opposition defence has got to mark him as well as Erling. Is that part of it? What's the strategy?
The sport director. It's the business for him, but Chiqui said we need that player. I said okay. For the absence that. No, when come Chiqui to me, I said we need that player. I said yeah, we are leaving this season. As much players you bring to the team, better will be. So, and we knew it. And what happened, I called some contacts in Germany because I have friends there, and I asked about him, and we have high opinion on many things in behavior and training sessions, and of course in assists and goals, in the pace and everything. Is young. He comes here to make his career, and that's why the club, because always the club who decide at the end the last word, decide to do it.
Hi Pep, just wanted to ask about Erling. He obviously seemed to hurt his knee at the end. Is he okay for Madrid?
Well, when he's down, everyone was scared, but I think he stood up and he walked smiling like always. I didn't speak with him, I didn't speak with the doctors, but if the doctors didn't come from bad news, so hopefully we'll be fine.
And just also on Edison, that's his third assist of the season, his seventh for City overall. Just how important is his ability with the ball? Does that compensate for other aspects of his game, and does that show how important it is to keep?
But it depends. It's always there are men frees when the keeper has the ball. And Newcastle defined really well how aggressive they are in the high pressing, and after how tight and compact is deep. And we saw with the pace that maybe in the past we still have up front, but with Phil, Omar and Erling, when you can win that duel in the space and the ball come in the position, it's 1 against 1 with 30-40 meters. And Eddie is the best in the world in these kind of situations. And look, yesterday the action from, I saw the Brighton with Mitoma. It's a long ball, it's 1 against 1, you win the duel and do it. But Ederson has done in the past with Sergio. I remember one game against, I don't remember the game, here, the neighbors, I don't remember the team. He make an assist as well, so yeah, when the team defend like he is, and we can do it. But we need the pass, we need the movement, we need many things, and today we have it.
Hi Pep, we were talking a lot yesterday about the problems that the team's got and how difficult the game would be today. So what was it that went so well for your team today?
I would like to tell you the secret why, because after that you will ask me why you were do it before. Always the intention is do it, but it didn't work. I don't know. I think the present for Nico helped us a lot, because these 10 balls, the 50-50, like if he wins 7, you can run. We lose 7, they will run. I think I had the feeling that the club contact and bought an incredible player for the future in terms of mentality. I think he was in Barcelona Academy. And Barcelona Academy show you is the best in the world, like how teach you the concepts, the body shapes, the pass the ball, the technique. But I think in Oporto, Sergio Conceição helped us a lot to bring his football the part of aggressive and be smart and how play different type of games. He's so young, 23. Remember like a mini Rodri, but and the other one, of course, is miles away from Rodri. Rodri is the best, but of course I had the feeling, everyone had the feeling, his mates, that he's going to help us. This was part of the season, his presence, long balls and backwards, and these kind of things with Rodri was really important. And of course the energy for the the guys up front, close to Erling, guys like 1 against 1, 2 against 1, shoot, arrive to the box. Many things for the players that help us, to give this energy, the pace from Kusanov, they make a transitions and he plays behind. That's why we bought him. He's unstoppable because so fast, he's so young, still is too much aggressive, always in the duels, is go to win the ball. Sometimes when you don't win the ball, it's a transition. But it's question of time, he will learn. But he adapt on the group really well, so yeah, that's why many of these kind of things help us. Savio, the impact on Savio for the first season in England, how many goals, how many assists, the impact has been, I wasn't expecting. I knew from Girona that was a top player, but I didn't expect, the influence that he had in our game since arrive, and hopefully we can be calm because that this season is just to survive. We will survive, but hopefully this game can give us this boost to trust in ourselves, to that we were able to do, still we are able to do. And for the rest of the season, it's massively important.
Can I just ask about Haaland as well, because he was captain? Was there a new vote about captains after Kyle Walker left?
Yeah, when Kyle left, Kevin became the first. It was one backend, and I nominated, not them, I nominated Erling to be a captain. Because when one player will be 10 years here, hopefully it will be 10 years, sooner or later you take this type of responsibility, or what does it mean, better will be in the future. So sooner or later, for a question of time, Erling will be. And it's nice that the first time in the Premier League, I think, it happened from the beginning. Get a good result is just a gesture, it's just not important, but at the same time it is.
Sam, for the embargo?
Pep, just going back to what you said about Gonzalez, he's obviously come through the same system that you came through. How did Cheeky just bring him to your attention, or did you check your own contacts with him and find out about?
I knew it. Listen, I knew it from Barcelona. I was already, I think, in Munich. I was not there, but the rumors always that I'm being contacted by Barcelona, same with the academy, this player, and in his generation he was one of the best. And Cheeky tried to bring him long time ago. He was in the academy, but was not possible because, of course, we had Fernandinho, we have Rodri, and think maybe he came go to the academy. So, and to one player for the academy, the Barcelona come for the academy for City, is better stay in Barcelona. But after, Barcelona could play, but at the end it was a gap, like it was important players there, like could not play, or Valencia, or Porto. But always was there in the radar, right? And the club always had him, and after the options that in this season we struggle on that position, we have an options, and after decide, we discussed many times that we need a role there, a central defender, not like Rodri, but it's impossible, but in terms, not quite similar neither, but this presence, like in Premier League, is inevitable. You have to, to have, and at the end the club make an incredible effort to bring him here, and when we saw the 20 minutes in Orient FA Cup, and today with just 23 years old, it's not how you good see the place, how he talked, the personality. It was a moment that was correcting Erling, doing this, doing that, and when that's happened is make nice, because you say, okay, in the next 6-7 years we will have Rodri will be back, we have him, and that will give us, more presence or more stability. Like this season, of course, we miss it.
Set the embargo for 10:30 on Sunday evening. We'll start with Martin, please.